Alright, so this is Professor Denholtz. I'm going to be finishing the drawing of problem 1 in lab 3 right now. So picking up with what I said, I want to explode our rectangle over here. Oops. And so now it's individual objects. It's going to be a little bit easier to work with. And so I'm just going to fix up these and keep filling. Oops. And you can see that now this is really starting to look much like, a lot more like this drawing. And in fact, I believe all the solid lines are done. I'm probably going to come back to the hidden lines after the fact. Once we work a little bit more on the top drawing. So I'm going to bring back everything that we had hidden before. And probably the next thing that I want to do is do a projection line from here and up. And that's going to show us exactly where to take this handle. And yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to switch on to the projection layer. And right over here, we want to have an upwards projection line. That's going to show us how far the handle comes out on the top view. And I'm going to make some construction lines. We know that we want this, so we know it's going to be along the center, so it's going to be half of 0.5 out in each direction. So I'm going to draw a construction line. So let's switch on to our construction layer. I'm just going to draw a line over here, and I'm going to offset it in each direction by 0.25. And so this is going to give us the actual shape of the handle that we want. And so we're basically just going to be drawing it across here. And so now I'm going to go back to a solid line. And we're just going to draw it right in. All right. And so you can kind of see the solid line over here. And we are going to want to fill it also. So we could do that. All right, so a part that is still missing is we want to have a line over here, and so we have to do a projection up from this point up through here to be able to get that. So let's do another projection line. And switch back to, yeah, we could just call this a hidden line because it's going to be a hidden line. I'm going to start working on other lines now. But let's draw this in. And so it's a little bit hard to see because I still have the projection lines, but you can see that there is, in fact, a hidden line over here. And so the hidden line, you know what, I'll explain that afterwards. But now I'm going to redraw those solid lines from here to here, and from here to here. All right, so let's take a look and see what this looks like without our construction and projection lines in the way. And so we can see that this looks like our handle. Now, there's only a little bit of a gap here, and we could make this gap bigger. I don't think it's a major problem, but right now I'm not going to address it, and I'll see if I want to address it a little bit later as we get further along in our drawing. So we have to add in a center mark, so I'm going to add in center over here, and so we have that center put in. And then to finish this, we need to put in looks like they drew a hidden line going through this. Oh, this is from the chamfer, so it's from the chamfers. And so it's going to be 0.125 off of each edge. And so basically, if we want to draw a projection line, I'll just unhide it. These are projections up from the chamfer. And so that's where the hidden lines over here are going to be from. So the hidden lines going through the circle up here. And so let's do that. Let's have another circle diameter, but now we're going to be on the hidden layer, because that's going to show our actually this would be easier to show by radius. Yep, there we go. So I think we're now done with our top one, and we just need to do the hidden views from our bottom one. And so one of those is going to be a center line, and then we have a few hidden lines that we have to draw on also. And looks like we have to fillet those hidden lines too. And so one of the things is it actually doesn't describe this edge, how far it is from this edge, but we're just going to say it's 0.25. I believe that is accurate, and so we'll say it's 0.25 up. So I'm going to go on to let's make this visible again, and to have that bottom layer, I'm going to draw another construction line in, and I'm going to use it with offset, so that's going to find where the lowest one is, where the lowest hidden line is. So if I want to take 0.25, I want to do it for this line. Now we can see where all our hidden lines are. It's going to be from here to here and back to this line. All right, so now I'm going to switch layers over to hidden, and I am going to just draw these in. And then finally, I'm going to add in a center layer. So layer, center, and this needs to be, recall, beyond the edges. And I'm actually going to bring my nearest snap back in that I took out before. And so that's my center line over here. And all right, so let's hide some of these layers again, make sure we can see what's going on. And so let's hide our construction and our projection line. And as you can see, I didn't even need to use the fold line. The fold line, uh, you can use it, but sometimes it's not always entirely necessary. So I also want to add in fillets over here. So let's add in that fillet. And this is also should be a a 0.1 round, which we have in. And finally, I'm going to move this a little bit closer. It's just going to make it a little bit easier to see. And so there you have it. That is our mug. You could make this line a little bit, have a little bit more breaks in it. I'll leave that to you to understand how. I mean, this is a hidden line, so this is correct. But it would be a little bit, I'd say a little bit better if there was more than one break in there. So I'll leave that to you to experiment with and try and figure out how to change the spacing in the dashes. So that is problem 1 of lab 3.